According to his bio, the Pink Panther is 32 and currently single, and I hear the Betty Boop balloon is available, so maybe they should talk.
That's Matt Lauer, isn't he? 32 and single?
Welcome back, Parade Watchers. And it's time for a new history video. Today we'll be looking into another classic cartoon, but during the days of black and white. And what many of our elders would consider here a sex symbol in the field of cartoons. And that is Max Fleischer's girl, Betty Boop. However, she will be colored this time as a giant balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Betty Boop made her parade debut in 1985 to celebrate her 55th anniversary, with King Feature Syndicate as her sponsor. Her design is her riding on a moon that has a face. For some reason, while wearing a fancy suit and tipping her hat to the crowd. Her height 72 feet with her weight being 38 feet, weighing in at 425 pounds in a volume of 15,500 cubic feet of helium.
I've been symbolized, get it? With the Wayne High School Band as her personal escort, a woman who is such an up mood she could easily lift a 285-pound man in the air all by herself. She, of course, the newest of the great balloons in the Macy's parade. It's Betty Boop, and she has her crescent moon to swing on. Is that a star or is that a star? What a great-looking balloon. And talk about great statistics, we're talking 34, 24, 36 feet. Furnished by King Features, she'd definitely be a winner in any popularity contest. And look at her dressed up in tails and a top hat. She is a natural for going down Broadway. And now returning to this parade.
In her second flight in 1986, she didn't do well. At the beginning of the parade, yes, however a few blocks up halfway through close to the finish line, she collapsed down to the ground due to the high winds and she couldn't get back up. Therefore she was removed from the rest of the parade. As for the parade's broadcast on NBC, when a balloon does not reach Herald Square, NBC shows either a test flight footage if it's the balloon's debut, or show a previous year when the balloon was at Herald Square. Since it was only Betty's second appearance, it was obviously going to be the footage from 1985.
I have some bad news and some good news about one of our performers in the parade, Betty Boop. The bad news is she couldn't be with us today. She and all the entire Boop family having Thanksgiving dinner together, I guess. But we do have the good news, and that is we thought you might like to see some tape of her appearance in last year's parade because she was quite a favorite moving in on that crescent moon and really captivating the crowd in her first appearance in the parade last year. Now, if you don't know, if you're a little young to remember this, she made her film debut in Dizzy Dishes. Now, that was originally shown back in August of 1930, so perhaps a few of you did miss it. But fortunately, the lady has made a glamorous comeback, and today she's looking better than ever, measuring 67 feet in height. This unique balloon is furnished by King Features. Go get on, Betty. Well, even a year-old appearance is a good appearance from this group. And now riding an...
But she did came back in 1987.
And there she is, one of my idols, Betty Boop, that band of the 1930s. Now, for the third year in a row, she's riding her crescent moon right down Broadway. that sometimes the lady has a mind of her own, we all know that, about what she's going, about which way she's going. She has 40, count them, 40 escorts to keep her in line, politely but firmly. Furnished by King Features, Ms. Boop is not exactly a slip of a girl, you know. It's true her measurements, get this, are 34, 24, 36. Boom. But that's feet, not inches. She can lift 390 pounds off the ground right now. Hey, that's my kind of woman, all right?
Felicia Rashad of The Cosby Show sings about her favorite time of year. The famous Radio City Music Hall Rockettes do what they're famous for when the parade carries on live on NBC.
After 1987, she didn't come back until 1991, as she was one of the retired balloons brought back to celebrate the parade's 65th anniversary. But unfortunately, the moon was deflated. So Betty had to travel through the entire parade route with a ripped moon.
And entertainment is the game. And the great number was created by Gary Pavin and choreographed by Ron DeVito in celebration of the World Cup Soccer Championship coming to New York in 1994.
Look, Willard, there's your girlfriend.
I'm crazy about her. She and I came into existence about the same time. I hate to say it, but I think she may be a couple of years ahead of me. Helen Kane, remember, was a New York lady, and she was just a little girl when they discovered her, and she became the voice of this Boop Be-Doop girl, and that was pretty much her trademark. No matter what it was, I love you, Boop Be-Doop. Nobody else but you, Boop Be-Doop.
Don't they?
And you said it right. There's a gentle breeze, probably 8 or 10 mile an hour breeze here. They are the handlers from Macy's that volunteer their time.
Then she was fine again in 1992.
Nobody else but you.
Willard, do you see what I see?
Yep. Boop Be-Doop. She's on her way. She's one of my favorites because she owns the moon and everything connected with it. Boop Be-Doop is it. Betty Boop popping down Broadway. On a crescent moon furnished by King Features. You know, Betty's America's favorite sweetheart, always has been for many, I bet 50 or 70 years close. A perennial starlet. She's making her 6th appearance on Broadway today as a Macy's giant balloon. When filled with helium, Betty measures 34, 24, 36.
Yowza.
I said that. Did I say that? Hallelujah. Oh, not in inches, but in feet. Happy holidays. Page 2. Well, read the cue card, you idiot.
Nice pair of gams, huh, Willard?
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a...
American soprano Jessie Norman celebrates America, and the best bands in the land play as our parade marches on.
After the parade, weeks later, the Betty Boop balloon appeared at Macy's New York Christmas, at Disney's MGM Studios at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, along with Snuggles the Bear, Kermit the Frog, the Humpty Dumpty balloon, and Santa Goofy. It seems weird at first that a non-Disney character balloon would be in the Disney parks like Betty, but she did have that cameo in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, so I guess it was okay back then. After 1992, she didn't come back again until 1995, to celebrate her 65th anniversary. And again, her moon was deflated.
Hey, what do you think of this one? Isn't she always a favorite? Get a grip, guy viewers. Betty Boop's here, decked out in seasonal red. And get this, she's a dangerous female. More than ever on her 65th anniversary in showbiz.
Willard, I'm sure there are a lot of guys out there who would like to sponsor Betty, but King Features Syndicate is her real provider.
Well, let me tell you this. I don't usually talk about this stuff, but her figure is a knockout at 34, 24, 36.
How depressing.
That's feet, Katie. Feet.
Oh, good.
Now,
Thanks.
Betty
I feel
is
much
bigger than
better.
a full-size tractor trailer. My kind of woman. And she stopped a few in her time. Trailers, that is.
You like big women, don't you, Willard?
You
She was
bet.
visiting Washington, D.C.
50.
when she slipped her lines and actually took off, as she is wont to do. So Betty Boop was loose in the nation's capital.
I want to be loved by you, Boop Be-Doop. The only time they ever had perfect attendance in Congress, I might add, is when she showed
You
up.
think that's right, Willard?
Thanks for picking me up on that. I didn't.
That's okay.
There she
Whoa.
goes. She's right by us now.
Be careful,
We got
Betty.
a good view here.
The seasons there are changing, Willard. You know what that means. The
What?
guy with the white whiskers is in the neighborhood.
Zucker is
Time
on
for
this show.
Kelly to
And she was fine once again, in 1996.
Beautiful. Just wonderful lady. She has commandeered this fight.
And we should salute all the Macy's volunteers who have done so much to make this parade possible every year. 4,000 of them from 47 stores here in the Northeast.
They really get into it.
Meanwhile, have I got a girl for you, Mr. Scott? Before there was Marilyn and Madonna, cartoonist Max Fleischer created the glamour gal who starred in more than 100 cartoons. Betty Boop, provided today by King Features.
I like all those cute little kids, but I'm gaga over Betty. You know, Betty was the first animated sex symbol, and at age 66, take a look, she's still a doll, inflatable or otherwise. And we're told that Miss Boop is still single. Then again, what working stiff could come up with an engagement ring 12 feet in diameter? Actually, get this, Katie. Oh, stay with me now. If Betty Boop married C. Everett Koop, her name would be Betty Boop Koop. I'd rather make it a sitcom out of that.
But meanwhile, our Sassy Sirens garter uses enough material to make garters for all 30 Radio City Rockettes and Dennis Rodman.
An Olympic hero meets a superhero meets 101 Dalmatians. You'll meet all of them and more when the fun continues here on NBC.
After 1996, she was officially retired, making a total of 7 appearances. Mr. Monopoly, Kung Fu Panda, Shrek, and coming up, the Weeble Wobbles. When Season 2 continues, on Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.